How's it going, guys? As you can see, I got myself a EVGA GTX 560 here. I bought it in 2012. It'll run The Witcher on like 1080p mediocre settings. It's got SK Hynix memory on it. I know you guys can't read that, but trust me, it says SK Hynix. I've had this heatsink off, cleaned her all up. Just a couple minutes ago I took a fine toothbrush to it and alcohol, and now we're gonna fix it, because a polymer, or maybe one of you could tell me what these are called. My camera is shit. See if I put it down, if we can get it to focus. Also got a light here. One of these guys. Man, this camera is brutal, boys. But anyways, they got a positive side and a negative side. So you can actually look, there's one here that, see if I can point it out. It's right, that little tiny one. Look how small that is. Even that one is positive and negative. So if you're replacing these, you gotta look up a wiring diagram, and you gotta find it. Like if you didn't see it come off, and you have no idea which side's positive, which side's negative, look it up. Go on Tech Power Ups. They got amazing PCB pictures, and you could probably get like high res picture of your card. I know all of my graphics cards are on there. Buildzoid just swears by it. Anyways, this video is kind of inspired by Buildzoid. I know my film quality and stuff is really lacking. I'm using Icon Coolpix. What model is it here? Doesn't say, but it's like 16 megapixels. It's just old. But anyways, here's the back of the card. This is a low-end card from back in 2012. Look at the amount of shit on this thing. Like it is just populated. Oh man, I wish I could get better res. There, that's not too bad. But it is populated. That CPU core, you literally can't fit one more cap there. And look at the size of it. That's Fermi, baby. And this one's been lapped. I wrote down the name of the core and everything before I lapped it. But I'm not really sure how thin you can go with these. And it's starting to show copper, so I stopped. And I haven't used it since I modded it. So, and the rear IO shield, she's just there for aesthetic reasons. Really, it's just to support the card. The little tabs on the end help support it. And then there's a lip down the edge of the top part there. There you can see it kinda. But I gotta watch my fingers when I'm rooting around back there. But anyways, she's ready for new thermal paste. I just checked the stock heatsink to see if I could put thermal pads on it. And that's a big negative. It looks like there's this big flat piece of aluminum here. Like from here to here, there's a big flat piece of aluminum, but the memory chips are so spaced out, it just doesn't even come close to contacting it. So I'm just gonna run naked chips. I guess I could thermal epoxy some aluminum heat sinks on there, but that seems like a lot of work for a 560 for now, because this card is currently broken and we're going to bring her back to life. Anyways, that's what you got for a heat sink on a 150 watt CPU or GPU back in the day. I don't have a scale. Damn, that is not heavy. I bet you that, yeah, that empty box weighs as much as that. But anyways, so we're gonna fix it. The problem we got, if we can get some light going here, holy, you gotta use a flashlight for God's sakes. Alright, which one was it? This one here. Oh man. Anyways, see, it's got the positive side, negative side. I know it's really hard for you guys to see. I'll try to figure out a better setup for a camera. But anyways, I practiced a little bit. My welding skills are mediocre, but I am good with like car welding. Just using stick welders and stuff like that, so I got a lot of experience doing that kind of stuff. Anyways, first things first. We're just heading downstairs because I don't want to freak my dog out too much. And here is the hair dryer. And you literally only need a hair dryer. You do not need a temperature gun. A temperature gun will melt your PCB. You might as well just take a torch to it. Actually, here, I'm going to turn some lights on so it's not so friggin' grim in here. And then we're just gonna hit her with the high hot air till she's hot to the touch, because I just bathed it in isopropyl alcohol. Get 90% USP isopropyl for cleaning electronics. You can literally submerge it in them and then just give them time to dry, and it's just like they were never wet. But I just noticed a big piece of thermal cement that I missed, but I don't really care. Alright, I'm gonna plug the speakers with my fingers, because this is gonna be obnoxious. Once you get the card relatively warmed up, you only need it up to like, I don't know, 50, 60 degrees. I'm in Canada, and right now in my basement I'm right in front of the stove. You can see the stove's just cranking right there. I'm getting a little toasty. But anyways, if you're in a cold environment, don't try to do this stuff when it's cold. It makes the solder flow harder, and yeah, you're just gonna have a bad time. but the specific tantalum that I'm trying to replace is that one. So we're gonna just fry that with heat right now, and I'm gonna plug the speakers as good as I can, and I hope I'm not deafening you guys. Alright. Just doing the patented Buildzoid hot touch. Oh yeah, that's hot. If you can't touch it, she's ready. Oh yeah, that card is just roasting. And that's fine, because electronics like this specifically, when they're not powered on, they can actually take like double the amount of heat, basically to the point where the solder melts. Up until then, you will not have a problem. This could hit 110 degrees and it just wouldn't even matter, because there's nothing going on. So anyways, we're back upstairs. Alright, I guess, oh, I got the soldering iron plugged in here. Poochie. Napping. Alright. I'm gonna set you down for a sec. I've already had my soldering iron plugged in for a bit, so she's nice and toasty. You can see this is only my second time using it briefly. It's probably at 20 minutes of use, and if you leave them on, they will burn up. So try to make good use of them when they're hot, or you'll end up buying a lot of them. I live in Canada, so I got a Mastercraft one. This is a 30 watt. There's no ground plug on it. It's just a cheap, you can see, like, it's just a cheap whatever. And then the tip is absolutely the most important part when it comes to soldering. I need to get some more tips. This is the only tip that came with it, and I'm gonna abuse it. Try to scrape some of that old solder off. Alright. This should still be just roasting. Oh yeah, she's nice and hot. Oh, I need a way that you guys can see this. Not saying that I'm a pro showing off how to run a soldering iron or nothing, but for people that don't know anything about it, it could help. I just wish I had better lighting. Oh my god, it's so bad. But anyways, I've got one side already tacked. The positive side's tacked. And the way you find out which side's positive is just go to the internet. Find a PCB layout, high res. Anyways, I didn't do a good job on the second side, so this is why we're demonstrating again. We're gonna try round 2. sorry for being so quiet. I'm just trying to concentrate and do a good job. I don't know if it's going to seem like I make this look easy or not, but I've had a lot of practice at this type of stuff since I was very, very young. I think I burnt up probably 3 of Dad's soldering irons. But anyways, she was a complete success. That was actually perfect. Look at that weld job. Let's get her under some good light here. Perfect. And then when you're done with your soldering iron, just be safe. Mine came with this flimsy little stand. Anything will work that's metal. You can throw it in a bucket, whatever. Don't burn your house down. But anyways, here's where are we at here. I feel zooming in is just gonna make it. Oh yeah, that's just awesome. Oh, was that a sweet spot? Should look into a firmware update for this camera, or just get a new one. Anyways, there's the one we just soldered right there. And this one, it's just got, actually, yeah, that's just, man, I wish the quality was better for you guys. Oh, here, we turn the light. There's the stock. Here we go, we got some light going, boys. I'll figure this camera thing out one of these days. There's one of the stock ones right there. And here's mine. It actually turned out perfect. The big thing you want to avoid is, number one, getting a soldering iron that's too powerful. Anything over 30 is pushing it. Like a 30, you can let it just sit on the PCB and it won't do really too much. But if you're running something like a 60 watt, you touch that PCB, you're going through it. So, anyways, that's it. Cards should be ready. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna set you down for a second, actually. Just looking for my thermal paste. Had a tube here, maybe I took it elsewhere. Yeah, I think I did. Alright. The big Fermi GTX 560 SE. Actually a cut down version of a 560 and just barely better than a 550. She's a beaut though. Big old DirectX 11. Remember PhysX? Oh my god, I remember PhysX. 3D Vision Surround. What the hell is that? And then we got SLI. I actually have the bridge for it too, but I don't have another card. I'd run 2 of them just to see what happens. Just for the lulz. We won't be using the stock fan because they're junk. They're too loud. They're just garbage. Anyways, this is what the card is supposed to look like. There's the rear I/O. There's my rear I/O. That's called airflow. And I'm going to show you how I Mickey Mouse her up. Let's see if we can put you down so you can see. Yeah, something like that. Doesn't matter. We don't need focus for me putting thermal paste on anyway, because it wouldn't matter how you did it. Somebody would say you did it wrong, so I basically just cover the IHS. I don't give a shit about excess, especially with this card. There is absolutely nothing electronic around the whole GPU core. The only time I'd worry about it is like a Intel socket. LGA is just trash. Horrible to get the thermal paste out if you do a little bit of an over squeeze. And our thermal paste, no sponsorship here, is SYY number 157, 4-gram syringe, made in China. On the tube it says thermal conductivity of 15.7 watts per meter Kelvin, and the website is www.nuomi.link. No idea if this stuff is any good, boys. No idea. Doesn't matter. It was like $4. So I'm basically just gonna zigzag back and forth because this is a Fermi and it's the size of a dinner plate. So we're just gonna keep on squeezing tube out. Should have used that Dynex thermal paste. Pretty sure that stuff went bad like 10 years ago. It's just like water now. Should have used it on this. But I do kind of want to see, I don't know. I probably should have used an HD1, but I'd like to see if the lapping of the CPU or GPU and the cooler did anything. Both of them have been lapped. And when I was just setting the card down, that's how one of them broke. One of the polymers broke off the back. It really doesn't take much. There's very, very little on there, holding them on there. But anyways, there's the thermal mess. Which way do I want to put it? I need the shroud. Get the shroud. You want her like this? Nope. She just won't fit that way, I guess. She's a one size fit and that's it. No, I was right the first time. We don't edit either. It's not happening. No, that don't seem right either. I don't know. Neither way seems right. Why are you doing this to me? EVGA, why was your cooler back in 2012 so atrocious? even though it actually probably was one of the better ones. This is just a garbage low-end card. Just putting the screws in. Anytime you ever take any of this stuff apart, treat it like it's worth $1 million, because finding replacements for anything to do with computers is almost impossible. I had to order 10 of these tantalum capacitors just to get one. I got them from DigiKey Industries, but they wouldn't just sell one. I was lucky they sold me 10 instead of 1,000 or 10,000. So anyways, I got some extras, and they're actually higher capacitance than the other ones. And I believe there's one on each memory chip. I'm going to check here in a second once I get this snugged up. Come on, quit being stubborn. And then you just do the cross pattern. It's like a tire on a car. I'm just doing like a turn and a half for now. Now I'll do half turn, half turn. Pretty sure I messed it up, but we'll be alright, guys. We'll get through this. It's gonna happen. This thing is coming back to life. You have to try to keep even tension though when you're snugging these up. I'm barely even putting any pressure on the screwdriver. Like,